Hello. Welcome in, Mac, Willow, Al, Winterbeast. Hope you are all doing well. Gosh, what were we working on? It's status effects again tonight. We're doing more status effects. So we have finished cash grab, poison, sleep, defense up, revive, stop, haste, and freeze. There's a pretty good block. Plan is we want to get power up, health regen, energy regen, and confusion is going to be an interesting one. Thank you, Theron. It's like it's like tucking it behind a loose curtain. Steam makes it very easy to just reinstall it very quickly. But hopefully that extra layer will keep me productive a bit longer yet. Okay, so we're gonna start with making the icons for these 4 status effects. After that, maybe we do some playthrough and just see what needs work, because I'm sure there's some things that need some work. Status effects. Alright, so this is what we got so far. I don't like how thin this one is when I'm looking at it. Gotta thicken that up. We made this with the line tool instead of hand draw. The result is that it looks very crisp. A little too crisp. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, satisfaction. You know what? There's a Crastorio 2 has been ported to 2.0. We should just do that. Let's get going. Allegedly, the space exploration mod is being ported to 2.0. Space Age was based on space exploration. Like, the mod author of space exploration it officially worked for Woob on making Space Age. All right. More planets would be cool. Space exploration had a ton, but they weren't very interesting. It was like they had like a slightly different tile set and a slight variation in the resource distribution, so that you can only get this resource on some planets, not all, but definitely more than one. Oh man, yeah, that would have been a great thing for Fulgora, wouldn't it? That would make a lot of sense. Or some kind of energy leech. Something that kind of just drains the power from your buildings. More stuff in actually. Space bugs. I thought we were going to get some wacky stuff. I thought we were going to see some wacky stuff, and then we just didn't in space. Because they were like, oh, what do you think you need the railgun for? Well, there's something in space you're going to need the railgun for. And then it was just like bigger asteroids. It's like, oh. Okay. Cool. Ship-to-ship combat. Oh, man. Yeah, it was good. It was good. pirates. Space pirates, heck yeah. In the order that they were created. Is that the Dobbsworks GitHub site? Because if so, that's in reverse order. The newest is first on that page. Okay. I'll get her. We'll be right back. Enjoy some clips.
This is just...
It's fun.
It is. This is too much fun.
Hey, what level are you at? Experience-wise.
I don't know. How do I know?
Oh, like it's down in the bottom, above your inventory.
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. Just
I
checking.
recently died.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Ah! Did you move the water?
Oh. I mean... Look, Turtle. There's no way I come out of this looking like the good guy.
Did you put it back?
Yes.
What is this? What is this? It's nothing out of the ordinary.
What's going on? Everything okay?
Everything's normal.
Okay. No.
You know, I noticed the other day that I had suddenly a second chicken statue in my house. I let it slide.
They multiply.
I just walked in there intending to do my own prank, and there's already an ongoing prank.
We like to have fun here.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, rip Francis. Leave him. He's dead. He's dead. He startled the witch.
Oh, come!
Yeah, I was right behind you, so we both got hit with that
Ooh!
Oh no!
Ooh!
Dobbs.
Pills.
We're in a situation.
This does seem like a situation to me.
We got hard.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about that.
Oh no!
Pew 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 pew. Hey, good job, guys. We did it.
Yeah.
I'm already hard at work. With 1.7 out less than a week, I'm already hard at work on 1.8. Even though I have no ideas for new features yet. I had to. It was the theme. So yeah, Dabble Worlds 1.7 available now for free at dabbleworlds.com. Enjoy it, play it. We're gonna have level contests soon with in-game prizes. All right, here we go, guys. Final Nye of the night. Oh, yes! Let's go! Okay, I'm not going to pretend to be a hype Twitch guy. Hello again. Vulcanus was good. It felt really nice to just have infinite free resources. Except coal. No free coal. Lots of coal, but not free. It's like that's what got me with a lot of the planets, is that There was never, and I guess this is just the case with Factorio. Nothing is infinite. Practically infinite, yes, but it can't last literally forever. Let's see here. We have this nice blue for defense. So we'll do like a sword icon, or should it be like a fist? Like a bright, hot pink fist. Maybe a sword is good. I should really get out the tablet for these. Gleba was wild. I guess Gleba was infinite. What an absolutely insane task that was to figure things out. I don't know exactly how the space exploration recipes worked, because I played it like once, and I didn't make it particularly far. But I think it's similar of like, the main challenge is logistics and getting everything transferred to the correct planet to craft. And it's just, you need way more of everything than you think you do. It's like, you finally eventually craft this one item after like grabbing these hard to reach items from all over the place. And then it turns out, okay, you need 1,000 of those a second. And you're like, oh no. So it's just, you just have to keep building more and more and more. But that's the game, isn't it? That's just what Factorio is. You know what would be really handy on here is just a nice solid 700 600 is right there. Just a nice block. Just a 100 by 100 block. Yeah, desaturate. Brighten it up a bit. Yeah, darken it. There we go. Just so we've got this is our actual usable space here. Okay, sword. Cutlass. There we go. That'll work. Hopefully that's an appropriate size. Okay, so that will be for extra damage. Yeah, weirdly enough, Vulcanus was probably a great first planet because it was the most normal. Like, I appreciate that they came up with a way to make every planet very unique, but unfortunately that meant that only Gleba was the only one that seemed to have traditional biters to fight, like some kind of waves of enemies. Vulcanus was an interesting one, but the fact that, like, okay, the bugs you fight on on the other planets, 50% of them are Vulcanus. It's like, oh man, I feel like that one should be kind of a weird oddball of, oh, here's these neutral bugs that won't bother you at all as long as you're not near them. But no, that's half of the planets with bugs right there. Gleba was cool, but I wish we had more bugs to fight. Like, they give us all these different weapons, and then it's like, Nope, that's it. You're done. Oh, okay. Alright, there's health regen and mana regen. We already have the icons for those. Confusion. Confusion. And that's just going to be a big question mark, right? Nice. Pink. Question mark. It's too big. Better yet, how about we just do like one of these. Yeah, that's fine. That one's fine. I feel like I want another one of these, so like smaller, like this, and then another one over here, but then give it a little bit of this. Oop. Erase. There we go. You picking up what I'm putting down here? There we go. Boom. Oh my goodness, the bot. Get it back on. Wake up, bot. Wake it up. Fine. Everything is fine. We're all fine here. All right. Got it. We got some art. Defense up. Which we're calling shield, apparently. Power up. We'll call that strength. What do we describe that as? Oh, Roy Koopa, nice. Buffed. Okay, so we need an actual sound. We'll probably base it on the defense up or something. Let's see here. Index. 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Current defense. We want current power. Yeah, this is still a hopefully that doesn't come up for a while, but needs to be addressed at some point. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. That's the entirety of that one. Power up is done. Health regen. We'll call that repairing. Health will slowly recover. That is going to be item 3. Item 3. Nothing happens on apply. And nothing happens on end. It's on turn start, where we do effect. Well, we'll figure this out momentarily. Health regen, and we can also do energy regen, recharging. That's going to be index 9. Okay. Confusion, we'll get to that. That one's going to be confusing. Let's see. Expert, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Last time was she was too hot. And so she wanted to change clothes. Okay, thank you. We're having a night. Absolutely not do. Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess this is assume. I'm gonna mute the monitor, so we're not listening in. Assuming that this person is already familiar with game development or other engines like, say, Unity or Unreal or something. They have some experience with that, and they're moving into Godot. Because my advice is very different for someone who's like, I am now going to start looking at game engines for the first time, or game development period for the first time, and I'm getting into Godot as an aside. Gosh, coming into Godot from Unity is very... All right, here's the big catch if you're coming from Unity. In Unity, you have a single object and you attach... what do they call it? You attach things to it. Behaviors, like little pieces get attached to it, and each one can have their own script that runs. Godot does not do that. Instead, in Godot, you can only have one script per node. So you have to actually think a little bit differently about how you compose your objects that have multiple pieces of code that you want to all be handled in one thing. Usually that means you have one parent object that calls all of the sub-pieces. One manager that says, okay, if I have a child of this type, then make sure to now run this step. If I have this child, go ahead and run this step. Alternatively, you could just have it do it dynamically and just say, give me all the children that happen to have some kind of script in them and run them now. I mean, they'll run independently, so that doesn't make any sense, really. It's like, if it's a simple behavior, you're usually going to be saying, all right, I want the parent object to do this now. It's very different. I can't remember what the term is for the pieces that you attach in Unity. But that's the biggest thing to get used to and to watch out for, is you can't build out your code the same way you do in Unity exactly. Unity, I think it's like Unity's stuff is more about, you have single pieces of behavior in code, and you can still do that, but the way you access things through that is very different. That's probably the big thing to watch out for, is one script per object. Well, one script per node. Also, everything is a node. All the time. Everything. The scenes are nodes. The sprites are nodes. The collision shapes are nodes. It's all, the menus are nodes. And they can all be parented arbitrarily. It's very weird. We're gonna do a heal. It's a node-based economy. There you go. Health effect. This is the one. Okay, so if we run this, this is going to instantiate some effects. So let's see, where does this get called? We occasionally use this in the battle moves, heal actions, so we want to grab that, grab that, grab that. Honestly, yeah, it is pretty nice. It is pretty nice that you can just slap things together. Now, this is something I didn't really use in Unity as much as I should have, because it took me a bit to figure out what I was doing, because I really dove into the deep end in Unity way earlier than I should have. But in Unity, you can, of course, have an empty object, like an object that's just, it does nothing. It's just there to basically be a parent to other objects. And this was like really awkward not really awkward in Unity. It just felt weird when I was doing it for the first time, because I guess this was my first time coming into real game engines. But in Godot, it is flat out, you have to have basically empty objects that do nothing except contain other objects. Like that's one of the ways that you can modify the rotation origin of, like, let's say you've got a 2D, let's say you've got a rectangle and you want to change its rotation. Well, normally it's going to change around the center, but instead, yeah, I figured you would be very familiar with the topic coming from Blender, because that's, yeah, the empty objects is a thing there as well. If you want to rotate something around, like, the side of a rectangle and have it like windmill around, in Unity you can modify the origin of the object, like the rotation point of the object. In Godot you cannot. Instead, you parent the object to a node and then rotate that parent. And it's like a little bit of a kind of a shift in how you think about doing these kinds of things, because they're very big on everything being nodes. And so if you can do it through parenting by nodes, that's probably how you're supposed to do it. I think clipping for 2D assets, that's also based on parent-child stuff. Rotating around arbitrary points. Shaders in general scare me. I've finally started to get a little bit more, get my legs under me a little bit more for shaders, but it's still dark magic. All right, this is what we want. Is we want to create the heal action. Action command instance player HP label. What is that? Oh, is this? Okay, that's special recovery. We just want the, here we go, healing item recovery. sprite. It's a list of sprites. Okay. Well, that's much simpler. Okay, so we go into our status effect directory. For health regen, we want to say append this array. Battle. Okay, I need to do. Oh boy. This. It's a mouthful. Sprite holder. Let's see here. Oh, weird. Weird. Yeah, like, so far I have independently looked a bit at, like, okay, vertex shaders, moving individual vertices of a 3D mesh. Okay, I get it. I get what we're doing. Take the input, modify it, now it's somewhere else. And we did that for the fish, right? The fish. You guys remember the fish? Is the fish even... Look at that! Look at that fish! That's a shader animation. That's he's just swimming along. From shader, and then of course we got the path that he can follow to make him actually like swim around, which, you know, it looks okay if you're not really looking, which you usually aren't. But I was pretty proud of this. But that's just messing with the vertex stuff and not getting into anything more complex than that. Fragment. Yeah, fragment is weird. Offset the XYZ by RGB per vertex and iterate through rows. So every row is a frame? Okay, I get that each pixel can basically be a vector 3. Every vertex offset is a single pixel. Okay. So the idea is that you have a predefined list of vertices, vertex 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And each of those are your pixels going across. Okay, I get it. So just compressing the data into that. Ooh. Yeah? That's a decision. Shader magic. Jeez. Eventually the whole game's just gonna run in a shader. Effect.unit. Okay, run health effecta. Does that need... Sprite holder size is greater than 0. Source position. Oh, that's just the source position. Okay. Okay, but it should be an array, is the expectation. And then heal effects is, come back to that, heal effects, fourth parameter of use healing item here in the item directory, heal effect. It is an object with a .hp So HP should be an array of this. Like an array of this. So like that. No bone rigging that requires a CPU. Could be instance. Oh, geez. Yeah, you could do some... I would hate to have to debug that. But yeah, that's totally legit. Pool is the HP. Amount is the potency. Okay, I think this works. Oh, wait, I could just as easily do this. Take out the array. No, leave it as an array. But it doesn't have to be an object. It can just be heal effect. There we go. And that should automatically give us the mana versus health icon. So now we take this and we do the same thing for energy regen. All we have to do is change the pool from the HP pool to the MP pool. That's it. Oh, run health effect. MP? Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, so there was one other piece to it. Okay, so now we have health regen and energy regen. So now in our temporary status effect item, we're gonna give health regen to the pigs. And see if it works. All right. Get health regen. Oh, geez, it didn't like that. Invalid access. Why is it already trying to run this, though? Why is it already... Oh, I put it on apply. Okay, so first of all, that's supposed to be on turn start. That one is correctly on turn start. But regardless... Sprite holder is an array of size 1. Invalid access to global position. It's an object. It's not the actor. It wants the actor, not the unit. So unit.actor. So the idea is that a battle unit is the abstract idea of here is a fighter, it possesses HP and a list of moves and stats and all that. And an actor, meanwhile, is just the collection of 3D sprites jumbling around on the screen with gravity and stuff. And those are distinct. You're a collection of 3D sprites. I am. I was gonna look back at the VOD after the last stream we raided into. You don't have your VOD saving. I can't believe it. All right, so this guy's gonna heal 2. This guy's gonna heal 4. This guy's gonna heal 3. It doesn't have the auto VOD saving or something, whatever it is. It was like the last broadcast it showed was a highlight from months ago. Nice, okay. They did get health. So now if I... That's fine. Okay, that worked. now they get the thing. So energy regen almost certainly also works, but I guess let's test it. Now that I'm looking at it, it would be nice to see a number instead of just that. Uh-oh. Oh, right. Units don't have MP. They have EP. We have, believe it or not, inconsistent naming. Oh, no, 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 no. Enemies don't have it at all. Ooh. Oh no, enemies don't have mana. How does that work? Uh-oh. Do they... Wait, what? Hang on then. Hang on. Hold the phone then. Then how does this work? Target pool. Where does this come in from? Battle moves. Nope, other one. Heal effect, MP, right. Heal effect. Ah, the pool is this. Ah, You're absolutely right, Al. That is weird. Okay. It was just the VODs themselves, not highlights. Just VODs. At least I think that was what was up. This is tricky now, suddenly. Ooh, this is tricky. Mana does not live on the unit level. Mana does not live on the unit level. So, HP, every unit has an HP pool. Dabble has an HP, Cat has HP, every individual pig has HP. But mana, Cat does not have mana, Dabble does not have mana. They share a single pool together. And therefore, the battle unit class that represents a single fighter does not have a property for here's how much energy this unit has. So I guess what we want is we have to check target pool. By default, it's going to be the shared player pool. But if the status effect is on a unit that is an enemy, then we have to. Then where does their mana go? Give you 0 mana pool. It all makes sense. I guess the enemies can have a mana pool. We're gonna give the enemies a mana pool. It's never come up. Actually, I could just as easily say, if the enemy is recovering mana, just return. Just fall out completely. And then we can add a to-do here for if we ever decide that enemies need mana. Because the idea is the only units that are going to ever receive this status effect are players. If an enemy somehow does get it, then we have an issue. I'm a cooper, actually. I make barrels. I don't actually know what a video game is. I am a game dev. Sorry. Yes. I wasn't sure exactly how to approach that question. Can you make AI play games? Yeah. I've got... Now, here's the question. What do you mean by AI? I'm a haberdasher. I'm a milliner. AI, the meaning is shifting to an extreme degree to the point that it requires some clarification. It used to be very straightforward, but not anymore. Lamplighter. I'm a chimney sweep. NPC can take their own decisions. Yeah, I made my first project in Godot that I really messed around with was a kart racer, kind of like Mario Kart, and I made logic for enemy carts, so they would steer. Now, is that making a decision, or is that following the logic of the code? Well, that's a great question. I mean, this game, the enemy has AI. They have a list of moves and they pick one. They pick one at complete random. But that is enemy AI, where moves aren't hard-coded. I mean, no, it's not like, oh, you have to move left for 5 frames and then accelerate for 4 frames. No, it's based on their current position within the track. Actually, let me see if I can pull that project up real quick, just to show. I think whatever I come up with, someone is going to be able to say that's not AI, and that's why I'm asking the question. What do you mean by AI? They are given information, and they are taught, here is how. Like, if you're talking about neural networks, no, that would be terrible. That would be a terrible solution for this. If you're talking about language models, no, definitely not. That would also be a terrible decision for making a kart racer. Let's see here. Does this have bot pathing? No. Bad one. Pick a different track. All right, here we go. Jeez, what a lovely set of colors there. Bot pathing. There we go. Okay, so this is very interesting. This by ChatGPT. This is an automatically generated list of nodes. I never got very far in this project, but the idea was that I would run the track several times myself, like race it myself, just single player, and then automatically record the positions, which is what this is. This is a recorded set of positions of me racing on the track one time. Ads coming in 5 minutes, so I gotta make this a quick explanation. So the idea was basically just, yeah, the bots will enter one of these areas. They will enter one area, one bubble, and then they will now know, because it's a linked list. They know, okay, this is the next bubble I'm supposed to target. And if they are heading towards a position that is too far left or too far right to aim for the center of this next bubble, they will adjust accordingly. And the really nice thing is that means if you were, let's take a Mario Kart example. If you were to smack one of these enemies with a turtle shell and knock them way off course, they can recognize, let me look at the next few bubbles. Okay, I need to steer to the right to get back on track. And then once they get into there, then they kind of latch back on to the main track. So there you go. That's the Racer's AI. Oh, actually, to figure out some ideas for this, I looked at how Super Mario Kart for the Super NES does its AI, and it's really, really cool, and there's no pictures of it, apparently. Really? There's no pictures? Surely. Wait, hang on, let me try CPU, because that's what they used to call it. Back in the day, we used to call the computer players CPU players. Man. No, I don't see it. It was a very peculiar method, and it's not too far from this. The entire racetrack was covered with manually placed, at least I assume it was manually placed. I don't think they would do anything like this automatically back then, because it was a different time. They would manually place a weight and a direction on every square of the track to indicate where the bots should target. Mario Kart AI. It's called Super Mario Kart, right? Or was it actually just Mario Kart? Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to... All right. This is... Well, this will work. This is what it looked like. So every tile on the track had a direction of where they should be going. Let's see. Yeah, jeez, look at this. Ridiculous. That video is How Does the AI Work in Super Mario Kart Under the Hood Episode 1. It's a pretty good explanation of what's going on. I enjoyed it. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. We got an ad coming up in 1 minute. Watch out for that, everybody. Okay, so we're going to temporarily just say, if an enemy has a status effect, don't do anything. It's not going to work. Just don't worry about it. Yeah. Now, later, we may actually... Thousand Year Door actually had an enemy with a mana pool. And I don't know how they implemented it exactly. It seemed like every enemy had its own unique mana pool. Unlike the party, where it was a shared pool for the player, for all characters in the party. But Thousand Year Door had the Flower Fuzzy in Keelhaul Key, which was a pink fuzzy that instead of draining your health would drain mana. So it would steal like 2 flower points at a time from you, and once it had enough saved up, it would use a very powerful lightning attack. And I don't know if it actually stored the amount of flower points it had, or if it was just scripted to like attack 3 times and then use big attack. Something like that. And take to tangent. Neural net with a report model simulate. You can board some level in simulation run and see what they do. It's possible. You run into some pretty rough issues pretty quickly. It's not out of the question. Neural networks are weird. I worked with some neural networks back in college for a little bit. And I mean, similar to LLMs, the idea is these weights just have mystery encapsulated in them. Yeah, the big problem is that to have any meaningful progress, you have to let it run a lot, and Minecraft is probably not the best game for that. Like Tetris, okay, yeah, I could see that. Look at the board state and generate an input of left, right, or rotate. That seems fine. Is it? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. Like, I have very, very vivid memories of running a multiplayer server back in beta. Oh, no. In alpha? And it was bad. It was it was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was incredibly fun. But, ooh, gosh, it was very bad. You could basically 50-50 shot duplicate any item by just like spamming it into a chest and back. It was like, oh, that's not how this should work. This is not put together very well. Okay, confusion. I can't help but notice that my wife is still downstairs with our child. Some Final Fantasy games gave it a name. Interesting. I guess that's not a surprise. It's... Now, was it just something they spent, or did they also have to sort of accrue it? Interesting. Now, wait a second. Did Final Fantasy... I'm trying to remember, like, the older Final Fantasies. I guess maybe the newer ones could, too. Did everyone have individual mana pools? I know Earthbound, everyone had individual mana pools. Everyone did, okay. Then that makes perfect sense. Then it's like, yeah, sure, every unit has mana. Easy. Paper Mario series is the odd one out with the party shares mana. Like, oh, cool. Great. Right. So the idea is that if I ever do implement enemy mana, it will be for specific enemies and probably ones that are draining your mana and doing something with it. Because I already have a battle in this where there is something that builds up over time, like a super powerful attack, but that is handled through a battle-specific script, not the enemy itself. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so for now, for mana regen, it's just going to be, if you're an enemy, just don't do anything. Just skip anything happening because there's not going to be any normal way to provide energy regen to the enemies. They're not going to cast it on themselves. You're not going to be able to cast it on them because likely it'll be some kind of random beneficial effect that you sometimes get. What's going to throw a wrench in things is confusion. So the way that confusion as a status effect is going to work is that you will randomly change targets to maybe your friends. I don't know. I don't know exactly how we'll do confusion, but the idea is that you will just randomly do the wrong action. It will be as though you selected something different. In Thousand Year Door, you could randomly use an attack on a teammate. That would be a little bit tricky for us to set up. Not impossible, but tricky. If you could add another layer to combat like TTYD having the audience, what would you add? That was a really good mechanic that interfaced very well with everything and gave a very reasonable sort of its own separate resource pool. I wish they had actually made it matter more, because I looked into it. There's actually a lot of logic in the TTYD audience. Like, certain audience members provide significantly different effects, but because you have like 100 different units in the audience, you never really notice them. This is things like, oh, this unit gives you double the star power. This unit gives you no star power. Some things are kind of obvious, like this unit takes up 2 seats because it's so big. This unit can make the audience fall asleep. This unit runs away if something happens, and so on. It fries your GPU. Perfect. Let's see here. Like, we've put a handful of twists on things. What would be a big battle change to make? Honestly, one that I had thought of for a while was have more people on your side. Have 2 partners out at a time. And I have a plan to kind of get something I want out of that. The reason I had that in mind was, when you have 2 partners, they have a special tag team maneuver that only that pairing can use. It's like, okay, so maybe you get kind of like some interesting synergies between different partners. Okay, so that's the idea, Al. And I haven't revealed this because I haven't programmed it yet, and I won't for some time. There's going to be special tag out moves. So the idea is that when you are tagging out to a different partner, you can, it's basically an attack that uses both of those partners in tandem as they're swapping out, and it swaps them out and does some kind of fancy little attack animation or something. I think that could be cool, especially if it's something that you maybe even have to unlock for each pairing. Like, every pairing might have its own little side quest or something where they become better friends and learn more about each other. And so if we have 6 partners, then what are we looking at? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 15 side quests there. That's not unreasonable. Yeah, and I think that's going to come up pretty quickly with Cat being unable to attack things that are in the air. Hilariously, the meta for ridiculous damage is by using the most valuable badge in the game and the most expensive to equip, which is Quick Change, at a cost of 7 badge points. it makes it so you can swap out your partners without using that turn. Normally, you have to spend either Mario or the partner's turn to swap partners, but Quick Change allows you to switch for free. This allows you to do some very silly stuff. And Willow, this is not, I don't think this is in Paper Mario 64. And it's very late in Thousand Year Door, and in a casual playthrough, you probably wouldn't even end up using it. But the idea is that there is a ability. Hey, Bach, welcome in. There's an ability that lets you power up a partner's strength or Mario's strength, but only for the next attack they make. But it stacks. So the idea is, what you do is, I think they usually do it with the Yoshi. You bring out Yoshi, you have him charge up, and then you swap him out to keep him safe. And then you bring him out, you have him charge up, and then you put him back to keep him safe. And you can just keep doing that every turn until he's got like plus 50 damage. And then you can just like one-shot the final boss or something. Inherent. Ooh, that would be interesting. It does change things quite a bit. I think it takes away the reward of, preparing with the right partner and having the quote-unquote, like suboptimal partner forces you to occasionally think, like, is it worth the turn, or should I just use this partner's move that I don't use very often? What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, yes, Peril. Kind of the glass cannon strategy. There's a pretty cheap badge that you can get that gives you an extra 5 power when you're at exactly 1 health. And with Quick Change, you can safely keep a partner at 1 health. Have them in the front line, do their attack, and then use your freebie Quick Change to swap them out safely, and then continue attacking with Mario. And then next turn, switch it back, attack, switch them back. And so they never get hit, they just pop out, lay down 30 damage, and then return. Welcome back. There you go. I'm back. It's almost, but there's a distinct difference. All right. Confusion. Status effect. Icon. Oh. Huh. I don't even have the status effect art updated yet. Bloop. Drop it on over. Let's see, 3, 8, 13 is the index for confusion. Confusion is gonna be, yeah, before stop and haste need to be later in the listing. Okay. Confusion. What are you going to do when you are confused? Ooh, that's a weird one. Okay, it does need to have a draw change, which is just put him in the hurt animation and leave him there. Strictly turn-based. It is strictly turn-based. Yeah. Stop and haste change the number of turns you get. Stop means you don't get a turn for X number of rounds. Haste is you actually get 2 turns every round for X number of rounds. Combat is heavily based on each enemy having a weakness to a different character's kit. Yeah. See, now, do those games have any real-time element? Like I'm not familiar with the later Final Fantasies. Those are turn-based as well. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that just means you have just a much bigger move set then. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay. Confusion. How in the world are we going to manage confusion? Do we just need to do a is confused? Confusion does not get... what is another one that does not get potency? Confusion does not have potency, I don't believe. I guess stop didn't have potency. Okay. Confusion does not use potency. I guess what we do is... we're going to have to do it in 2 different places. We're going to have to do it in 2 different places. All right, I tell you what. Before we do this, let's do the audio. So defense up was that, which is, fine. Doesn't super work. Oh, gotcha. I should make it so that you can capture enemies and have them attack for you. Kind of in the way that you can summon a scarecrow, you could just summon a pig. That just automatically does his attack a few times. That blue mage. Alright, so we're gonna do not drums. Attack up. Can be very yeah, one of those, There we go. Maybe a little lower? Weird instrumentation. That's something. Nope, too much echo. Pretty good. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. That's it. That's our power up. That's our power up right there. Export as power up. Yeah. Some RPGs don't get you invested as much. And so you just don't really care about what's happening in the story. What else do we need? So that was power up, health regen, and energy regen. Let's see here. Maybe? It's a little bit awkward. Hand-holdy tutorials. Love a good hand-holdy tutorial. Sure. Let's see here. So we got HP, regen, and MP regen, which can be the same song but different instrumentation. You see? Yeah, that actually works pretty well. Because that sounds a lot like the MP regen sound, like when you're actually healing energy. That's a good point. Doggy is making a video game, and he apparently got to watch people playtesting it a bit and had that experience of, oh no. Oh no. We need tutorials, I guess. Let's see. There's the confusion sound effect right there. Boom. Knocking him out. All right, easy. Now we need to go to the status effect directory here and add these new ones in. Perfect. Nobody gets it. Yeah, it's like the target audience of my game is definitely people who are familiar with Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door, but realistically, there's going to be some people who aren't familiar with those, and I need to be ready for that too. Okay, power up, sound done. Health regen, we called that HP regen. And then MP regen. And then confusion. All right, well, we put it off. Now we got to actually program in confusion. So the trick is confusion is not necessarily that you're going to skip your turn, you know, spend it doing something dumb. It's supposed to be a chance of that happening, but it's got to be different for enemy versus player. So I believe we have a has status effect on the battle unit class. Yes. So in the battle events, when we grab what move an enemy is going to do. Enemy turn. Here we go. Mario hula hoops forever. Got it. Easy. All right. Available moves. Pick a random move. Pick a target. Well, no, a list of targets. Okay, so right here. When we call what we're gonna do, we get our targets. Assign selected. I'm trying. Oh, okay. I see. So right in here, we want to have a confusion. Okay, so we need to do enemy unit as status effect, confusion, and 50% shot. So 50% shot if they are confused that they will do something dumb. Targets. Ooh, okay. We need to look at our target directory. Get targetable sets. So normally, what if I look at this here? No, that would be bad. That would be bad. Yet? No. Chain chomplets. Because they're little chompy guys. I'm tempted to put this here, but I cannot. It would be really interesting. Because each of these target type is something like my team, enemy team, a friendly unit, an enemy unit, the first grounded enemy, all grounded enemies, an enemy that is not the player, which is to say that's just code for the partner. And also not a scarecrow. Don't worry, there's some really, really great categories in there. So what I want is that when we are grabbing who this move is going to hit. Oh, see, that's rough. Every move needs to account for. Okay. Oh, this is tricky. This is tricky. Like, what if there are no valid targets? What if there are no valid targets? And a move expects that... The move expects that you'll never call it unless you have a valid target. What is it? Zelda Dungeons. Ooh. Huh. Oh, I know that one. It's an okay dungeon with a very silly item. Okay. So we need to change the list of available moves then. Because normally you check each move that the enemy can run, and then for each move you see, okay, is there anyone that this move can target? And if so, add it to the list of possible moves that they can run. A PlayStation 1 household. Don't worry, there's lots of PC games that will pop up too. But it is mostly Nintendo because that's what I had. The minigame is mostly built around my particular experiences. So get targetable sets. I think what we want to do. What is this one here? Does that also use get targetable sets? It does. Okay, I think get targetable sets. We want to pass in an is confused property parameter, so that if it's an attack that normally hits a single enemy, then we're gonna flip it around and have some kind of mapping system that says, okay, if it normally targets an enemy, target a friend instead. Snow Peak Ruins, it was Twilight Princess. And you get the ball and chain, which is a really iffy item. It's like, okay, what niche does this fill? Thought it'd be cool. All right, fair enough. Darkest Dungeon. We're never going back to Darkest Dungeon. I'm just constantly stressed in that game. Okay. If is confused. Then if target type equals my team, like if this is a buff, then change it to enemy team. Okay, see where I'm going with this? See where I'm going with this? Have a mapping that says, okay, if normally you hit a friendly unit with this item, instead hit one of your enemies with it. And likewise. Now, I don't like that means you could wind up with yourself. So we need a new friendly, not self. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. Target directory doesn't accept the unit itself. Interesting. Collision clipping. Yeah. What kind of boots are these? What? Oh, this is still the Darkest Dungeon trinket. Aren't they usually verbing nouns? Oh, I guess not. Somethingers boots, professions boots. If it's confused, I need to make sure that you can't hit yourself. That doesn't make any sense. A pig cannot jump into itself. Something will break if we allow that. If it says hit a friendly with this, then remove the set that slimy boots. Oh, I know it. Yeah, there you go, Al. Remove any sets such that size equals 1 and it is yourself. You do not target yourself. That can't work. You can't jump on your own head. The pig will probably just like infinitely fly off screen or something. It'd be very silly. Okay. If the target type is enemy, change it to a friendly unit. And if it's friendly, go to an enemy unit. If it's all grounded enemies, normally, then just make it my entire team, I guess. I'm not even going to worry about it. Because the only thing that could hit all grounded enemies would be the player. The player is the only one that... The enemies are the only ones that could be in the air. The players cannot. That's never going to come up. And so if the original target is only attack all grounded enemies and we're flipping it to target your own team, well, your own team is never going to be flying, so it just switches to my team. Similarly, first grounded enemy is something that only the player could do, so that switches to friendly. And then not dabble enemy. We're just going to hope that never happens. Hey, Day. More Mario Sunshine. Heck yeah. Darkest Dungeon is a very... It sure is a game. It sure is a game. Okay, did Confusion proc? If so, then make sure to change the targets. All right, that might be confusion done. That would be really silly if it is. Oh man, it's almost the exact same. It's the Chomplets again. Oops. I didn't change that. The move directory. Battle moves. That's the one. Temp status effect. We're changing this to confusion. I want to confuse the enemy. Exactly. Well, that game was tough. For a mainline Mario game. Alright, they're confused. I'm expecting each of them to have a 50-50 shot of attacking their teammates. Where'd he go? He's gone. Who did he target? It's the Pianta village inside of a massive tree. Like built on top of a massive palm frond. But not even like interestingly, because they're on top of a massive flat plane that has been affixed to the tree. So it's like, it's not even like a treetop village sort of thing. Where did the pig go? Okay, so he used pig head bonk, which says first move in front of the target. Did he pick himself? Is that what happened here? That's probably what we need to check for. Okay. Print targets. It's always Rainbow Road. Alright, confuse him again. Alright, so he's fine. He rolled his 50-50 as well. Alright, they all rolled their 50-50. There he goes. He left again. He went to attack object 111658 something 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 something. Who is that? Who just got attacked? Probably an enemy side unit. 111. It's himself. He's trying to attack himself. I knew it. I knew it. I like the part where I went out of my way to prevent that and it still happened. He's not able to retreat, no. Why is he? Because he's confused, Willow. We are implementing.
You just got coconut mauled. Tag your friends to totally coconut maul them.
We're implementing the confusion status effect, which makes the enemies sometime attack their buddies. But he is trying to attack himself. Oh. I apparently made it so that he'll only attack himself. Also, let's make the confusion chance 100% instead of 50%. So that we can see it more often. Welcome in, programmer. All right. So we're gonna... No, the code was great. Code was great. All right, so these guys should all attack each other. Great. Great. Cool. work? Did we just do it? Is it just working? Totally first try. He can't attack him because of the defense. You know what? Cool. Yeah. Now I think if they are, oh, I still get the XP. I didn't even do anything. Okay. So, some changes. We still need, and I'll put this in the to-do for confusion. The player being confused, we still don't know how that's gonna go down. That's gonna be weird. Because you're gonna make your selection on what you wanna do, and then if confusion chance pops, we're going to basically say, it didn't happen. You didn't choose that. That's really tricky because that's where all the code is for like deducting mana, removing the item from inventory, all that. We have to make sure we catch all of those and say, no, don't remove anything. Just change what they selected. And that's gonna be tricky. Maybe, well, we'll come up with something. Chicken jockey. Cobblestone stairs. Dark oak stairs. Smooth stone stairs. Granite stairs. Polished andesite stairs. Okay, so that handles the confusion and swapping which team is being targeted. But I want to go farther beyond. So normally we actually just call the action and then we do it. We're gonna add in an action before that somehow. Stone slab. Great. So normally calling the move action says, hey, append an action queue that moves you around and does this other stuff. So instead, I want to have first, I want to make a little question mark appear, and then the action is done. So I want to queue it up, which is going to be different. That is actually very different. And I only want to do that if we're confused. You've never heard of Dabble Worlds? Oh, well, you're in for a treat. It's my game. I made that. That was one of the last big projects we had for a long time. How badly do I need this little question mark? I mean, I'd like it. Oh, you know what? Actually. It's mostly just I want them to wait before the move gets called. How do we do that? How do we do that? We could just do it. We just throw in a wait in. Just do it async. Boy, you really did, Al. There were some good levels. I think, no, never mind. I thought I knew what it was going to be. It is still playable. Let's see here. Here's the main page for it. You can just click on play now. But I will warn you, it works better in Chrome than in Firefox. Chrome has a lot of good JavaScript optimizations that Firefox does not, unfortunately. And for whatever reason, I made the game in JavaScript. Animated tiles might be off by default now. I'm not sure. But yeah, advanced options if you happen to get a level with a lot of animation. Here you can find, that's a good point. Somebody just hates types. Well, did I do, maybe I did it in TypeScript, I don't remember. No, wait, you know what? It was TypeScript. A Dabble Worlds break. Let me get the confusion worked out, and then maybe we'll do a Dabble Worlds break. After we solve this confusion. Enemy patrol. Chase. Animation player. Okay. The patrol that has this? Or no. Hang on. Oh. I thought that was on the actor itself. Okay, well that's not gonna fly. In that case, we want to have a new sprite, similar to how we have the ice block. Baller's brush. It's gonna do it again. It's gonna say like, nobody got it. Haha. Yeah, me neither. Okay, so status effect. Ice block. Here we go. We're gonna add another little scene here. Create new scene, 3D scene. Confusion pop-up. Might have been bowling ball. Bowling ball was fun. I actually really enjoyed the bowling ball. Sprite 3D. We will use this. Perfect. Scale it down a bit. Please scroll it. Node 3D for container. And that way we can scale here. And make it pop out. Zelda. Oh, that's an easy one. The idea is we're gonna have a little animation for when they are confused. So all we need here is each of these scale. try to make it go pretty fast, I think. Okay, and then make it cubic. Let's see what that looks like. Whoa. Slow it down a bit. Slow it down, perhaps. Duplicate. 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 That'll work. Okay, so this will be an autoplay. Oh, come on now. Come on now. It is not the Temple of Fire. I don't think there's ever been a Temple of Fire. There's been a Fire Temple. Alright, so battle events. Oh, yeah, there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh. Incredible. What a snipe. Temple of Time. Right. Okay. So this right here. Why indeed? Let's just call it run enemy move. That needs to be a callable that is already bound. And an is the confusion proc. So normally it'll just do action.call. Okay, so what we can do is say do this, bind this, and do that. And we can do the same thing here, is instead of call the action, bind the action. And that way we have a single place here where we can add the question mark animation and then delay the call. Brilliant. Go to easy levels. The hard levels are hard. Or go to most popular, maybe. If did confusion proc, then run a series of things. First, we want to kind of similar with the ice block or freeze effect, where we create a thing and add it to the actor. Confusion animation. Right here. Action. Oh, I need the unit. Yeah. Confusion pop-up probably needs to be placed higher. And maybe overall is smaller. I don't know. Let's do like that. So this is going to happen when they are about to do the wrong thing. So do that, then wait like 1.5 seconds. Like 1.2. Maybe there will be an audio cue as well, and then do the action. Let's see if this happens. So we just changed a lot of code. I would not be surprised if something broke. Okay, so regular attack works. Oh. Okay, you guys kind of just all joined up together there. Because the action normally appends something to the queue, and because there wasn't anything in the queue, the next move was free to start. So we need to do battle manager dot battle actions dot action queue dot end, and then we do a wait for 1200 milliseconds. And then can do that. Okay, that should work. Is it literally called? It is not. It's not called Secret Cat. Sound effect volume is not great. Something's weird with it. Okay, that worked. That worked. And then this failed. Because the action queue just contains a Boolean. What? Right, that's execute.bind. My mistake. Aha. All right, we got it. We got it. I feel good about this. This was a scary status effect. Nice. Blocked. He's confused, so he's gonna do the wrong thing, and he dropped on his buddy. That works. All right, cool. Confusion works. Confusion is a very powerful status effect and will likely only ever appear in the late game. Let's commit that. Commit those changes to the repo. And I guess we'll pull up some Dabble Worlds. Let's see here. Are in fact going to legitimately do that. Dabble World. I'm not even going to change the category. Let's see here. That's just Jumino card. Let's see here. Big pass. See, now it all makes sense. Oh, we need a pogo pig, don't we? For the, I don't know, mid-game pig with a pogo stick. Oh, I got that slide momentum there. Easy. Easy. Let's see here. Dragon's Nest. Remember Jump Scare Moon? Ramble Ramble. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a good level. Good level. Be like completely in the air. So we have to do something. I mean, enemies that alternate flying state, not a crazy idea. I don't know if the pogo pig is the one for it. This is silly. Oh no. Saved it. Yeah. Al did a good job on making that level. Space pigs. Actual shell level. Damage boost level. Honestly, this was a brilliant level concept. damage boost by bouncing through pigs. I love it. It's so good. And the aesthetics. Uh-oh. So dumb. Oh boy. It's a good transition. Man, people had ideas. Oh, good. Great level. Great level. Eli came in late and made some he did make some good stuff. Oh gosh, Josh Bones level. Actual shell level. Oh jeez, how in the world? How in the world? Okay. Gotta throw that on the way down. 10 shell jumps. Just do 10 shell jumps. It's fine. Just do a mid-R. Oh wait, do I even need the baseball? What's the baseball for? I do need the baseball. Only for your birthday, GQ. Only if you've been a really good boy this year. Oops, I think I can still save that. There we go. And then it is need baseball. Go through here. Shoot. What am I doing with the stuff? Oh jeez. Oh, I need the baseball. Photon, welcome in. How goes the dev work tonight? Things are really coming along. Try. Tonight for us over here, it was status effects, making more of them, including the very tricky confusion status effect, which is very, very scary because it involves changing attacks that only ever attack the player, making the enemies attack each other instead. And that can do some really goofy stuff. Lots of modeling new plane components. Modeling is such a tricky... You know what? I have fun doing 3D modeling. I'm not good at it, but I have fun with it. Okay, pick that up. Oh, that was it. Juggling. Uh-oh. I needed that. For anyone who doesn't already know, this is Dabble Worlds. This was the Mario Maker-esque game I made ages ago. That I had a lot of fun making, and people had a lot of fun making levels for me. We're just taking a little walk down memory lane here. Build racetrack tiles for a prototype. That's fun. I tried doing, you know, the racetrack stuff for the little kart racer I was testing out to learn Godot. And boy, I was having... I certainly bumped through a lot of issues in Blender. Let's see here. Rainberry level. Oh, I got hit. Okay, this is just gonna be a friendly little romp, isn't it? Oh, oh, you jerk. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't remember this level at all. Oh, you got me. Oop. Bye. Okay. Boy, there's a learning curve, you know? Oh, geez. What do I do here? Go under. Is there something up top? Wait, is there something up top? Nope. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. Trust the level design. Trust. Trust. Oh, what are you about to do? Okay, we're good. Blender, it is, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, what do I need to do to pan? No. Well, and there's another, and then I occasionally use, Foundry, for D&D, the tabletop, and that one's got, of course, a completely different set of tools for panning. It is really good. I've really been enjoying it. I built a utility. Hang on, I'm gonna show off the map decorator. Okay, so first off, there's this already existent, very nice little dungeon generator thing. That you tell it, like, I want a big dungeon that's whatever shape and straight corridors. This dungeon generator is fantastic. So what I do is you tell it to build this, and then the resulting image, you pipe it in here, you upload it, and then you take that and you say, okay, now convert it to actual data. And what it will do is it will check, it kind of does a very, very basic screen reading to say, okay, these tiles are black, these tiles are white. And that gives you this. Let me zoom in a bit here. Is that the zoom in? Well, whatever. It's not. But then you can actually go through and like right click or left click. I can tell it to place doors, and then I regenerate output files. It stitches together some assets I've got for walls and floors, and most importantly, this is huge, it generates a script for Foundry that will create the walls. It will create every single one of these little straight line walls and the doors. So everywhere that it detects that there might need to be a door, it places a door right in the middle. And this is really nice for when you need a dungeon in a hurry. Like for Foundry, I love Foundry that I can just plop in any art assets, but the wall building sometimes takes a little bit of time. And so this is my nice little, give me a massive random generated dungeon quickly tool. try to build. Yeah. Yeah, just I want to get it set up so that I could just join in as well. It's all random tables. I don't have to know what's coming. I'm playing too now. Okay, so when Dabble Worlds was first released, which was back in like 2002. 2002, is that right? 2002-ish. Right before the release, we had a big race. I did not. I did Character Body 3D, and I did not have a good enough grasp of the engine at that time to make the right decision right after 9/11. Yeah. It was entirely, I'm just going to make a decision and roll with it. We've got the trailer for it. Keep in mind, this game was never released. That is to say that the kart racer was never released. But I did actually make a decent game. Videos. I guess there wasn't really much of a game to it. It was just like, here's the vague semblance of an engine. Yeah, it was a little rough. It was a proof of concept. That's right. Well, the funny thing was like it was all our friends. It was all our friends racing in little carts. We had Gerbdub and GameCube is there, and Dupu in his teacup, and that's supposed to be Dabble, not the robot Dabble, a completely separate character who also happens to be named Dabble. We had like a selection of levels and stuff. Al, there's Al. Rover of emote fame. Al's there. He's racing. There were items. It was all right. Army of GQ. That's a completely accurate depiction of what GQ and Turtle's relationship is like right here. Hey Turtle, hey Turtle, hey Turtle. There you go. So it was a fun project. This was mostly about learning Blender and Godot and how to piece it together. So there you go. That was Dabble Kart. It was a silly little project, but it was a lot of fun. Now, Dabble Worlds predates that by quite a bit. This was like one of the first big projects I did. Moon Rover came before this. Moon Rover was like a month-long project or so, right? No, it had to have been longer than that. It was several months long. Moon Rover was made almost entirely on stream. And it was very fun. We got some fun little characters out of that. Dabble Worlds was built in secret. And then suddenly revealed one day, like, guys, we did an entire Nintendo Direct to reveal Dabble Worlds for the first time. And then after it was revealed, I did the Dabble Direct. Oh my gosh. We can never go back to it again. We did a race that was 14 levels long that I had some of the other streamer friends in our little circle come together and play a race of 14 levels. They had never played the game before, and it culminated in Castle of Kaizo. No, wait, this is the one. This is it. Yeah. And this was the big grand finale of the race to see who would be the Dabble King. Oops, I need to catch that. We could watch the Direct to end the night if we wanted. the mid-R. That's true. Catch baseball. Throw baseball into pocket. I don't feel like this is going to be the first time that we have rewatched the Direct this year. Alright, we're going to watch the Direct. We need to please understand. Please understand. Okay, so go to... Don't... That's the main theme, you see. This was before it was even called the Dabble Direct. It was the Dobbs Direct back then. There's going to be multiple Dobbses. Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dobbs Direct. I'm Dobbs from Dobbsworks, and I'll be your guide.
For this.
Today I have some news about some new products and some updates to existing Dobbsworks titles.
Translation, yeah. That
We'll
was the
begin
gag.
with some news about everyone's favorite
a dumb
spacefaring
joke.
golden retriever.
It was a dumb joke. I couldn't do the snap without getting in trouble
That's
with Nintendo.
one small step for a dog.
Nintendo would have my head.
Rover
if I
is
snapped.
back for a familiar-looking adventure. Check out what's in store in Moon Rover Deep Space K9.
So I only had one
Hop in
game
your rocket
to
and
actually
get ready
announce.
for a fight with the Pixelian fleet. Try to collect dropped resources.
Dabble Worlds was the only
I'm
game
sure
I
they'll
actually
come in
wanted to
handy soon
announce.
enough.
So I had to
Out of the frying
pad.
pan into the fire.
And so I took a lot of
asteroids
old
or
games that I
blast your way
made
through.
and just reskinned them with some
And
of the
if that's
newer
not enough,
characters
try
we have
taking
come
on
up
the
with
artillery blockade.
so that I could get like a
Watch
full
out for those
10-minute
missiles. Those things pack a
reveal.
punch. The more levels you beat, the harder they get.
This was one of the first
Ouch.
games I made in
Maybe it's
JavaScript.
time for an upgrade? Hope you've been grabbing those items. You can also customize your ship with a fresh coat of paint. Now that's more like it.
Yeah.
Send your run to a friend and see who comes out top dog. Get ready for a doggone good time. Moon Rover Deep Space K9 will be available
2022.
later today.
Later today, Shadow Drop. This was before Ball Catcher Pro. That's true.
A new look for an old favorite.
Oh man, what fun. We like to have fun here. A pre-BCP.
Say When, the classic handheld game of shredded cheese.
This was a
management
Ludum Dare
has
game that I
amazed
made.
and delighted gamers for
I didn't submit it,
generations.
but I just did it.
The
fun.
challenging gameplay, the smooth graphics, the rich, immersive sound. It's no wonder that Say When has stood the test of time. And now, get ready to enjoy this timeless experience
Mr.
in
Play and
5
Stare.
brand new colors. That's right. For a limited time, you can re-experience the magic in the smooth and sweet hues of lavender.
Exactly.
The earthy richness of corn silk.
I put way too much
The
effort.
natural beauty of light cyan. The gorgeous splendor of light goldenrod yellow. And coral. The complete Say When collection will be available later today.
I was like, all right, what can I do with this old game? And I was like, I know. I can slap a little CSS change on it. Done.
What could be on this old cassette?
There he is. It's Moon Rover. From classic video game, Moon Rover. It was worth it. Very short. Rushed right down to the end. No, didn't you see, Willow? It's not for sale. It was right there. The best part. This was such a dumb gag. Like this whole thing.
Some new
Oh,
challengers are
we're gonna
joining
fast
the
forward
fray.
this one. This was just the announcement for Games Done Badly that year. Because I was really looking for something to fill time with. This was animated in JavaScript. Or no, CSS. I don't remember.
Very exciting, wasn't it? I know I'm looking forward to enjoying these games. We have one
That's
more game to
true.
announce today.
Willow
but
hasn't
first,
been around for Games
we'd
Done
like to
Badly
show you
yet.
this.
One more game. Games Done Badly. Yes, Willow. Games Done Badly. Well, Willow, have you heard of Games Done Quick? It's kind of like that, but instead of speedrunning games, we just play games badly for a weekend. Not in a physical place, just as like a long stream marathon. This was the first appearance of anything Dabble Worlds. And it was the slight allusion to the intro animation video. Oh, get these lizards off of here. You ruined it. It's ruined forever. It was really weird writing music for animation versus just like a video game loop. I spent so much time on this for no good reason. This was all just a big joke. This was all a big joke that I put way too much effort into. This also animated in JavaScript. Yes, really. This is JavaScript and an HTML canvas. Gosh, I was on a JavaScript kick back then. And then the big joke where everyone in chat at the time of seeing this was like, haha, what a funny Mario Maker themed gag, because we were all Mario Maker people back then. But then they were like, wait a second. That looked pretty legit for a little cutaway gag. What was that? Was that? I remember GQ's reaction was my favorite. Because he was in chat. No. GQ was just so like, no. Stop. No. Some of my favorite things are huge ways. Perfect. And Al loves the horns in the big reveal track. And then finally, after all that wait, everyone knows next up, it's gotta be the game. What's the game? I was like, wait, Dobbs Maker is real? No, stop. It was exactly like that. It's good. I'm very proud of it. I put a lot of thought into every little snippet that was going to be shown off in this opening video. Like, with the expectation that people would be looking through each scene, like going back and rewatching to see, like, what's going on here? What's this? What's that? So that I very intentionally was showing off something new in every single little scene. Guys, love Kaizo. And then the title dropped, and then it was like, Dabble Worlds, because like Dobbs Works, Dabble Worlds, I get it. And that was it. And that was the story of the Dabble Direct. And then I came back on scene, and I was like absolutely sweating. I was like stoked. Because that was something that I, like, putting that trailer together was like months of work on top of actually, you know, building the game that I was very proud of at the time. I'm still a little proud of it. I think I'm reasonably proud of it. But I had, like, my jaw was clenching for that entire time. Like, oh gosh, I hope people like it. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Rainbreak made some good levels. So there you go. Play all my video games. Enjoy them. Have fun. Oh, soccer ball level. Soccer ball didn't see a whole lot of love because it was kind of a later edition, and there wasn't since you couldn't grab it, it was very limiting. It was sort of the like the Shelmet bouncing kind of stuff from Mario Maker. Dabble Worlds is still free. You can still play it. You can still make levels, but you can't upload levels anymore. But I can add your levels to it if anyone makes a level that they're proud of. Moon Rover also available. Here's all the old games. And then the only new game that we have available is Pen Pals. But Paper Robot, you just wait 4 years. We're gonna be set. What are we doing next time? I need to go to sleep. What are we doing next time? That's like all the status effects we need for now. Confusion is technically not completely done. Oh, perfect. Imp is on. We're gonna hang out with Imp. Confusion is not technically done because I haven't figured out how to do it for the player yet. Maybe we'll work on that. I'm really trying to finish out Chapter 1 so that we can have a playable demo without showing you anything that's in the final dungeon of Chapter 1, which is a tricky thing to do because there's a lot to do off stream. I think I know what we will work on next time. We need to brush up the hub. Hub zone is still very temporary. We need to add more to it. But game dev. Correct, baby. Perfect. The hub needs some work. So we'll add, I want to add some of those big shipping containers to this place that people could be living in. We'll add some little NPC huts and things that you can check out.
Tune into GQS stream to see not one, but 2 Sister Act movies.
I'm so
excited.
excited.
It's a promise.
I'm so excited. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. This was very fun, doing some work and then having some memory lane stuff. Let's go over to Imp's stream. He's working on Survivor-like. It'll be cool. Okay, bye.